Close your eyes, give me your hands, and join us for another episode of Is It... Social. What are we looking at today?
Today, Dan, we are looking at the Kiive or the Kiive, depending which way you want to say it. Nfuse.
Ah. And what does the fuse mean?
Well, it's this fusing two products together. So everyone's aware that SSL brought out the Fusion hardware a few years ago now, and it was very popular, very keenly priced. Lots of people love it. It's a sort of a one-stop shop. Stick it on your master bus. It tightens up your mixes. Does lots of cool things. There's saturation, there's compression, there's EQ, there's stereo width enhancement. Nfuse have the MBT, which is the master bus transformer, is it stands for? Don't know what it stands for. But anyway, so it's a very similar product. It's more expensive, but it has similar things. Has compression, has EQ, has saturation, has stereo width enhancement. And these two things have sort of been going head to head ever since, but they kind of hit slightly different markets. And the richer of the engineers out there with their own studios would probably buy both and like use a module from one, a module from the other one, mix and match. And Kiive basically went, we can do that, and that's what they've done. It's literally a fuse of the MBT and the Fusion, and you can have either module from either one in any slot. The overall in and output, they have slightly different headroom, so you can change that between SSL and the Nfuse. Yeah, so you've got the input, you've got the saturation section, the equalizer section, the compressor section, and the stereo imager section. Either one of those can be from either manufacturer.
I've just thought,
yeah,
SSL and Nfuse, they should have called it the sleeve.
The sleeve.
Yeah.
The wizard sleeve.
The Kiive sleeve.
Kiive sleeve.
It wouldn't work if it's Kiive.
It wouldn't work if it was Kiive. The Kiive slide.
The Kiive slide.
Not the same. It's just not going to work there. No. But yes, good idea.
Yeah.
I should mention some of the things are different. They're not entirely the same as on the hardware. So the EQs are slightly different. The compressor on the SSL, on the hardware, it's a high frequency compressor, which is great for taming hi-hats and things like that. On this, they've decided to go with like a G-bus compressor style compressor in there. And the Nfuse one on here is like an Opto style compressor. So they both can do similar jobs in slightly different ways. That's really cool. I think the stereo imaging is similar on the SSL. It's not quite the same, I don't think, on the Nfuse. And the saturation is slightly different. I think on both of them, it's not quite the same. Maybe it is the same, but it's the controls are slightly different. But they do a very, very similar job.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. And we know, as it's a Kiive, that it's a 14-day...
full 14-day demo, yeah, where you get to go and try it out for yourself rather than watch an online demo. You can have a play with it and see whether it's working for you. But yeah, I found very quickly that I have quite a busy master bus. There's quite a lot on it, but with this, I had to take most of that off. This does a great job. It's actually really very good, and it's quite interesting in that I've used a lot of the Fusion stuff over the last couple of years, and I was looking forward to using the Nfuse stuff. That, well, you know, it's going to be of a slightly different quality maybe, and I've ended up sticking with what I like quite often, so that's interesting. But it's nice to flip, you know, try this, try that. I like it.
So this would be a good sort of one-stop shop for those that
yeah, I think if you are getting into master bus processing, and maybe you've just been slapping a glue compressor on your master bus and a simple EQ, this is a step up. This will let you do that and some other things with one plugin.
Very cool.
It's a really cool product. Someone should have thought of this before.
Yeah,
we should have thought of this before.
Yes, well, you know, we think of lots of things that we should have thought of before.
True enough.
Some people have really good ideas that we should have had.
Just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
True enough.
So how much is this great idea?
Well, excuse me. It's $199 usually. Which I know is, that's up there.
It's up in the higher echelons, isn't it?
Echelons, but it's very, very good, and it could replace lots of other plugins. If you're looking at getting, you need an EQ, you need a saturator and a stereo imager for your master bus. Those three plugins might cost you that.
Yeah.
Together.
Anyway.
So this is cool because you're getting two lots, two flavors. However, in the sale right now, I don't know how long that's going to last. It's $99.
Okay, well I can see that.
That's a deal. That's an absolute deal. Should mention, by the way, that Kiive sent this to us to try out a couple of weeks ago, but no money has changed hands, and we can say whatever we want as usual.
So when you say that, I mean they sent it for free. You didn't have to pay them.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, they said, "Can you have a look at this plugin?"
They didn't send you that and $99.
No, they didn't. No. I would have refused it if they'd have offered it then.
Would you?
Yeah, I have my principles. And
Well,
my
yeah.
morals, you
Well,
know.
there are two of us. I would happily have
you'd
accepted
have wanted
it.
$99 for your bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not enough.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Anything further to add before the big question?
I don't think so. No, I think we've pretty much. I mean, it's got all the Kiive usual stuff at the top. It's got. I mean, there's the version we had no presets yet, so I've made plenty of my own. It's got to be said. You can change the order of the signal chain at the top window bit there, and obviously, like all their stuff, it has oversampling, which is really useful.
Very, very cool. Very cool. So, Dr. Vincent, is the Kiive Slive shite?
No, not at all. It's actually really good. It's one of the plugins I think which is going to stay in the top 10, plugins of this year. I think it's a great idea. I think it'll do really well for Kiive. What a great idea.
Good. We've seen some good stuff from them recently, haven't we?
We have. I mean, we gave them a bit of a kick in for their Distinct Pro last week, but other than that, it's all been good.
Good stuff. Well, please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you like the video.
Do that. We also have an Instagram. Oh, and you should subscribe, obviously, by the way. We have an Instagram, which is Studio Life 101, and we have a Patreon and a merch store and a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's all down there somewhere.
And so, until next time, sayonara.
Adios.